If I had 10,000 tongues, I couldn't tell all that the Lord has done for me. So I'll keep on singing praise. Waiting for the sunshine. Waiting for the sunshine. Ooh, waiting for the sunshine. Waiting for the sunshine. Ooh, waiting for the sunshine. Waiting for the sunshine.
To the Room 412 podcast, where we talk about real life issues, but through a Christian perspective. My name is AJ Hawkins, and I'm your host today. And I am here with a couple of my co-hosts, my friends. Got Kiara, John, my lovely wife Sam, Chris, and Marissa. And today, as you can see, it's a different seating arrangement. You know, me and my wife are sitting together. She's not that comfortable sitting in front of the camera, directly in front of the camera, but I had her sitting here because we are talking marriage. We are talking marriage.
Yes, we are marriage.
And I'm glad to have you sitting next to me. This feels
Save that for the house.
It feels comfortable. All right.
Glad to be here.
So we kind of want to do do a little marriage podcast to kind of help out, people like newlyweds or people who just need help in their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, I guess we could go and tell how long we've been married. How long you guys been married?
We have been married 5 years, been together for 10.
5
Wow.
years together for 10. What about y'all?
Woo! Woo! I need to get abacus.
We've been married. This year be 9 years.
Yeah.
And we've been together
This year,
this year 14?
14 years.
I'll go
My
ahead.
Lord.
Love
Yep.
that.
Something like that.
You want to tell ours? Because I've been talking already.
That's because you forgot.
I ain't forget.
That's kidding. We've been married for, it'll be
Going
9
on 9
years,
years.
and we've been together for, it'll be 11 years.
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, we kind of want to give some advice to people, who
Yeah,
to newlyweds and stuff like that. So one of the questions that I actually wanted to do was, so we could do it individually. We don't have to do it as couples. But since we've been together, like married for almost a decade, and you guys for, that sounds like long, right? You say decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then
Half
for 5
a
years.
decade.
So since we've been in this, in this marriage game for so long.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you would tell your newly married self that will help your marriage run that much smoother?
So, like, what I know now,
What you know now, what would you tell yourself when
Back
you first got
then,
married?
really.
Like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Or you could just frame it as, now that you have all this knowledge, what do you have to tell, the people out there? But I like to frame it as, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
Who wants to go first?
Come on now. I know. So everybody just perfect.
No, no. I mean,
Mike.
I keep forgetting.
Oh, because she's sideways.
Yeah, 'cause
now.
you're not used to sitting on that side. It's
I don't
okay.
want to put my,
You got a camera over here, so you can sit straight.
I think I would tell newlywed me. Actually, that's hard because one thing that me and Chris always did, and this is why we were dating, we were very big on our communication.
Yeah.
Even if I was really sick of him and I didn't want to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
but we had made this rule very early in our relationship because of things we've been through in other relationships that we would never go to bed angry at each other.
Mm.
And we stuck to that even after crossing
It's okay.
crossing the
Because I know what you're
threshold
saying.
of marriage. We stuck to that. And of course, everybody knows that it's like as soon as you say I do, and it's like a whole new set of life just happens.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
instantly.
Right.
It's like in the
a
next
switch.
5 hours.
Yeah.
It's a whole new set of
Yeah.
life, right? So like we encountered new problems, new things, but we always kept that communication strong. And then we just remembered to remain ourselves. Like, I think the misconception that people have when they get married is that they have to just change. They have to be this new person.
Yeah.
But marriage is what you make it. It's what you and your partner make it. What makes you guys you? What makes us the Kendricks? And we just stuck to that and made sure that our communication stayed strong. We were always honest with each other. Even if we're upset with each other, we always spoke our minds. We remained each other's best friend. We remained each other's diary. I tell this man everything. He tells me everything. Even if we know something we may say may make him feel a way or make me feel a way, we cared about each other and loved each other too much to not be completely honest.
Right.
So we stuck to that because we wanted to keep that foundation strong, because we know that life is not simple or easy in any way, shape, or form.
Not at all.
And it takes us sticking together to get through it all. So communication has to be clear, foundation has to be strong. So that was always important to us.
Yeah.
If I could say that.
What would you tell yourself, Chris?
Huh?
What would you tell yourself?
Bro,
You just agree. Yeah.
it's nothing. No, let me tell you something.
I'm perfect. Let me tell you.
No, it's not even that. I'm
no.
gonna let y'all in a little secret.
What's up?
Give him the gym.
I've been wanting to be married since I was in elementary.
That's good though.
That's good. Because I seen it in my parents.
Yeah.
So it's something that I always wanted.
Right.
I mean, I had my time where I was out trying to, shuck and jive with the shenanigans.
Yeah.
But after that, nah. I mean, you could call it a simp. I know that's what kids say today. Being a simp. Yeah, kids say today.
The kids.
You call it what you want, but at the same time, it's just like I feel like I was made for this in a way, because I was never the person. First of all, I was never the person to cheat or anything like that, because
Black men don't cheat.
Only because it's too hard
Yeah.
to keep up with people. I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast. So I'm remember 2 names
Yeah.
or 3 names or whatever.
My God, that's a lot.
I'm not about to
And
do
don't
that.
have more than
So
one kid.
I'm about to just sit here and be with this one person that's going to love me.
Yeah.
And I ain't got to worry about looking behind my shoulder.
Yeah.
Because all these kids today, they look.
They looking over the shoulder.
They looking over the shoulder, and nobody trusts
Checking
nobody.
blind.
Yeah.
And
Seriously.
they would be like, "Oh, I need a man, this and that." I was like, "You don't even know." And then being married, it's just like there's no worries.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about nothing.
That's true.
There's a
Yeah.
freedom in being married.
Yeah.
It's real freedom in being married,
That's
and it's
good.
honest.
Yeah.
That's
good.
good,
It's
Chris.
loyalty.
It's real honest.
Should be
Yeah.
honest.
You feel secure.
Yeah, but a lot of people are not honest though.
Should be honest.
Yeah.
I was just reading somebody today. They was online, and they was a whole. They live in Canada, but I guess I just found out. I didn't know that in Canada, escort service. It's it's legal. You can actually be an escort, but the thing is to purchase sex is illegal. But you can sell it though, even though that sounds. Yeah, I said the same thing. That's
a
so
very
stupid.
thin line.
So stupid. But to say that, and I'm like, yo, why not be married?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
one person
Why
you have
go
to deal
through
with.
all of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Why you want to just jump around?
Yeah.
Right,
I get it.
Definitely,
like I
definitely,
said,
definitely.
me, I was built for that. So
Yeah. Well, what
Key.
I would say to myself and to, young people who is looking to get married,
Go ahead.
it's okay to be submissive.
yeah,
It's
that
okay
too.
to be submissive. I think a lot of people or young marriages have a problem with have problems with being submissive to your husband. Like, it's
So-
okay to be
You're
submissive.
gonna have to
You're
define.
talking submission just from one aspect, just from the woman aspect, or you're talking about being submissive both?
To each other.
Okay, yes, I just want you to specify
Yeah,
that.
to each other. It's okay. It's okay to submit to him, and it's okay for him to submit to you. I don't know about everybody else's marriage, but John and I run our marriage very traditional. And so
Yeah,
our marriage is extremely traditional, but it's our own way
Yeah.
with a little bit of tradition in it at the same time. And another thing I would say, it's okay to communicate. Communication is key. A big thing is becoming friends first.
No pun intended. Communication is key.
Yeah, communication is
No,
key.
no pun intended.
No pun intended. But no, becoming friends first is a very good foundation
Yeah.
that you were speaking on, because it makes arguments, it makes disagreements, it makes it creates less competition. It shouldn't be any competition
Yeah.
in your
Right,
marriage, and
right,
that's
right.
another thing too. Marriage isn't competitive.
Yep.
It's okay to consider each other feelings. It's okay to compromise. It's okay to, cater to one person, and you like it's a balance. Like, okay, we're gonna take care of you now.
Yeah,
And it's okay to put yourself aside a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, foundation. That's big, and the friendship is big.
Got you.
So-
Got you.
So that friendship foundation is what I'm saying. So that's big. Communication is big, and submission is big, and yeah, I think that's good. I said a lot, but
I mean, you said a lot.
yeah, that's what I would tell myself,
Yeah.
because we were into our problems,
Yeah, no,
and
You was there.
yeah, AJ,
I know.
you definitely
But
was
the fact that
there.
AJ was just acting like he was not though.
like he haven't been.
And John was
You
just
did
like,
good,
you was
friend.
there.
Like,
You
like,
did good, friend. You was doing good.
like John and I.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No,
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait,
gonna
wait,
get
wait.
crazy, honey, because
Save that for the Patreon.
Because I know it's on the Patreon, but
Much
no,
tea.
because John and I aren't.
You can get
If
no
you
tea
know
over
us, you know that we're not. We don't put up a facade. We
Right.
are our marriage is open for it. Like
Yeah,
no,
hold on.
hold on. No.
Let her
Babe,
land.
you-
Let her land.
Let me say
Go
what
ahead,
I'm
go
saying. Our marriage is open. We're very not open like you're welcome in. It's just transparent. Like, you can ask us anything. We don't have a problem with discussing things.
right,
There's
right.
nothing to hide. Our relationship, not by choice, was was transparent because of, this guy.
Watch it.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Much on me, not too much on me.
but that's just what it was. So we don't have a problem with, we're very open, and we would answer anything, so we don't have a problem with shedding light or sharing, because we know that it can help someone who is
Yep.
in our shoes. And I do believe being honest and transparent with each other can lead to a smoother marriage, because if John and I could talk about us all day. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get off me. Let me get off me.
We'll have. We'll get back. We'll get back. Go ahead, Muzz. John.
My thing is, what I don't know if I would tell myself anything, not from that standpoint, just, because the truth is, by the time we got married, we kind of already went through the crap.
Yeah, we did.
So,
4 years of it.
watch it. So, what I will say is, I want to double down on the friendship thing.
Yeah.
It's very important to establish a friendship, because, to be frank, when you're old and the sex is done,
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
old and the kids is gone,
Yeah.
the only thing you have in that house is each other.
Yep.
So establishing friendship is very important. Very, very important. I'm trying to think of something from the male perspective. Submission. I think a lot of times, men always want to take charge and say my way or the highway. Submission and compromise
Yeah.
is the key. She balances me. I balance her in some areas, but being able to submit in the areas where I feel weak, or I feel like I'm strong, but I'm really weak.
Yeah.
Being able to submit to her ways in those areas. So, friendship and balance and submission
Yeah.
and compromise. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Bae?
I would say, if I had something to tell myself, pride, like letting go of your pride, like this is somebody that you're ultimately spending the rest of your life with. So, I know for me, I have had a hard time with pretty much just like, I'm gonna let him handle it. Like, You know what I mean? And going into the marriage, I think it was me thinking marriage is going to be easy, and it's not.
Right. Agree.
It's not easy. It's hard work, but I'm okay with the hard work. You know what I mean? Like, because we work together to make it work. So I think really for me, it's like learning how to really just like depend on my husband, like letting me like chill out. You know, he let him do it type of thing. I think if I could say something to myself, it would be that, like, listen, you have a husband. God sent you a helpmate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let him help you.
Right.
And I think that's, I mean, I can go deeper, but what you think?
That's good. We got time. So for me, I have a whole lot. Because I tell you right now, I was not ready to be married at all. I still was ready to be out on these streets. I'm just being honest. It was a hard kind of transition for me. Because I have a whole lot of female friends. So, yeah, that was yeah. I still have. They did two of my female friends.
No.
But yeah.
That doesn't count.
But yeah, so I had a hard time. So I can say a lot.
Yeah.
But so I think one of the big things for me though is just like you guys are a team. Like we're a team. And keeping everything in house. I think that was the biggest thing. We struggle with a lot because one thing I'll use an example, right? So these two right here, Kiara and John, they're my best friends. Like my best friends. My best male friend is John, and Key is my best female friend. Like I told John everything, and then Key got all the mushy stuff because she's a woman. Like you feel me? So they knew everything. So funny thing about it is when they were dating, I knew everything about them when they were dating. But it was a switch that turned when they got married. I ain't know nothing about their marriage, and that flip didn't switch in my head to like I was like, yo, they closing me out. Like, what's going on? Like I stopped hearing stuff about their marriage, but it didn't click to me that, yo, this is me and my wife. Whatever goes on in our household stays in our household. But I was still blurting everything out to everybody about my relationship, and it really, 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 really took a toll on my marriage. Like so. Like, even to the point where, like, and you know, like, when you're talking about your marriage, obviously you're not going to talk about things that you're doing bad. So I'm just talking about, she doing this, she doing this, she doing this, and just telling it to all my friends, like, she doing this, she doing this. And one thing I do say about my wife that I really love about her is one thing that she just keeps, like, she never talks down on my name. Like, nobody will ever know what I put her through. So oftentimes what will happen is and because I'm like a great guy and I have a lot of friends, great guy, happy guy, always make sure I have a job. It looks like, I'm taking care of everything and all that stuff. So it's just like when, Sam will be mad at me and all that stuff. It's just like, because I'm telling everybody everything, it's like, dang, like, what's wrong with Sam? Like, you feel me? And it's like, AJ's doing all this great stuff, and what's wrong with Sam? What's wrong with Sam? And it just puts such a toll on our marriage, like that y'all won't believe. So I think the thing about it is for me, like, I would tell myself, like, fam, that's your wife. God sent you her. That's y'all. Like, whatever y'all go through, it's between y'all two. And I think if I kept it in-house more, I feel like a lot of stuff that we went through, like, we really wouldn't have went through it. It's like, yo, those are your friends. Like, you tell them some stuff. You ain't supposed to tell them everything. So that's my big thing.
Word. Jermaine?
His wife.
His wife not here. I mean,
not
but he
here.
has.
But he's here,
But
so
if he has
Do you have anything?
You have Jermaine, brother Jermaine.
That role is funny.
How long y'all been married and together?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me that question earlier, and my timeline is just so wrong. So what is it? 9 years we've been together. We got married in 2019. So what's that? 3 years, about to be 4, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been together for a bit. Okay. One thing I could say about me and my wife is we established a friendship early.
Right.
So we were able to do that, in the beginning years. Literally, I used to work nights. She'd pick me up in the morning. She would watch me sleep, and she would be in the bed.
Creepy.
Yeah, she would be there just watching TV,
No,
drinking her sweet tea
Aw.
while asleep. So little things like that.
Yeah.
You have to create that
matters.
friendship.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So from there, we were able to build on
Yeah.
know, our marriage. What do I tell myself? Honestly, at this point, I can't really say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more so like we established everything early.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I had a
good.
pretty good template of what marriage is supposed to look like.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Same. Mhm.
She was able to fall in line. I would say my wife is very submissive, and she follows my lead. So even in my mistakes, she like, yeah, I told you that.
You know,
But-
Bree.
I can say, you know what, you're right. I made
Yeah.
a mistake, whatever. But she follows my lead, and that is the biggest takeaway, which is one of the reasons why I decided to marry her, because she understands, hey, I'm a lead, and she's gonna follow me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much our marriage. Our
Dope.
marriage is
That's dope. That's good. Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I to just let everybody a little bit more into our marriage, like I want to go around the table and have everybody pretty much say like, number one, why did you guys decide to get married and what drew you to your spouse? And whoever wants to start.
I'll start.
So that means I gotta go next. We're supposed to go last.
No, you go next.
No, I'm gonna start. So, background. AJ and I met at Toys R Us. We were working retail. I wasn't really feeling him at first, and I think it was because I had a kid.
I wasn't feeling you either.
Yo, it was on my mind, bro. I was wondering if I should say it or not.
That's a
On
lie.
my mind.
That's a lie because
Thought I
we
was
can
feeling
take
you?
it back to when you were stalking me.
She got receipts.
You were stalking
Now
me.
you got receipts. I was
okay. All right.
So do I.
I forgot about that. But nah, but you said Toys R Us. When Toys R Us came around, when I approached you, I wasn't trying to talk to you.
No, I
And then
understand
you
that.
spazzed on me. Like I was trying to talk to you, but I wasn't.
I think so.
I
that
didn't realize I knew who you
that
were.
came from a place of frustration because most of my life, everybody just confused me with my sister. Or we were twins, and we were not twins. We are not twins. And so he came up to me and said, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And I said, "No, you don't know me."
Nah, she
You
said
know
it.
my
She added
sister.
some more sauce on it.
She added more sauce.
Because I literally was like, all
more sauce on it.
right.
She
All
added
right.
I
more
want nothing to do with her. Crazy.
So, regardless of that, we didn't do anything. We didn't talk for a little bit, but that following year, so that was in 2011. In 2012, one day I was at my sister's house in Hamden, and I knew he lived in Hamden. We had each other's number from work, and I had to move some stuff. I think that was when I had to
Yep, you had
move.
to move,
Yeah,
yep.
I had to
was
move
playing
some
ball
stuff.
with John.
And so I called him, and I'm like, "Hey, like, can you help me move some stuff from my storage or whatever to my sister's house?" And he dropped everything.
I was super. She older than me. I was super.
Yeah. He dropped everything and he came. But then from that day on, we just hung out. Like, if it was every day we went out to eat, like Denny's was our spot. We went to McDonald's. We just was hanging out, like literally creating a vibe. No pressure to talk to me or do anything with me, nothing. And I felt like it was just so genuine, and I've never really had that before. I've always had like those pushy type, or, fast relationships where it's just lustful. But I felt this was genuine. We had a connection, and I wasn't drawn to him sexually or like physically in that sense. It was like, this is my best friend, and I made him my best friend. He was always around me, and from there I kept telling myself, "No, I don't like him, and then one day my best friend said, "You like him, don't you?" And I was like, "I do." Like, it was kind of like I do like him, and then I told him. And still from there, no pressure to nothing. We just vibing out. We took a trip to Maryland. We had to drive to Maryland.
so.
Yeah. And while we were driving, see, he thought I was a heathen.
Nah,
So the
you
whole
weren't.
time I was driving, I was listening to Kirk Franklin, Pandora, singing every song, every word. Then that man asked me to be his girlfriend during that drive. So I was like, whatever. So,
Nah, it was the worship because you could like listen to like the upbeat gospel songs and be dancing and all that stuff, but it's like we had like a vulnerable moment in the car. Like
Yeah.
she was singing the worship songs and all that. I'm like, all right, so if you ain't afraid to worship in front of me, like you feel me? Because that's a vulnerable space.
Right.
So like you feel
I
me?
can't sing, but I hold a little tune.
Worship
So,
is for real.
in our relationship, well, before our relationship, I had a kid, and from a previous relationship, and I battled with that relationship and our friendship. Anthony never wavered during that time. He was patient with me and my situation, and because of that, I knew I was supposed to be with him. You know what I mean? He showed me the type of husband I would have, the type of best friend I would have. And that's kind of what drew me to him more. Just, his patience. He's a patient like, even now. I mean, like, he's not riled up.
He is patient to the point
And that's
it's
what
annoying
balance-
sometimes
yes.
because he be too patient.
And that's what balances me, because I'm very impatient. I'm impatient, and I'm very like, I'm up here and he's like mellow. And so then he can bring me from here to here, and we kind of like meet in the middle. So really his
You
patience
noticed she
and
didn't go all
my,
the way down.
Right.
She was
Right. So you had to come up.
He brought me close. But that's honest though.
Got me close.
I mean, but yeah, no. And that, and me going through what I was going through and him being patient with me is really what drew me to him. Because I literally prayed and I'm like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? I have this man over here who wants to do X, Y, and Z for me and my child. This is not even his child. You know what I mean? And just thinking about a future and what that would look like for me and my child. And I was just drawn. And from then, like, still friends, it just happened genuinely. And I think that's why we're still married today. So I don't know if you want to add to that, but
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking about Tristan, a funny story. He kind of the reason why we still together. I remember like we was done with each other. Like I was done. I was walking down Dixwell. We was having a heated conversation, and she pulled that thing. She was like, "Is you gonna leave Tristan? He call you his best friend. He call you his best friend." I got all choked up, like sitting there, like I had to. You feel me? I had to stay.
Do the baby call?
That's my boy, man. To this day. That's my right hand. Like
Yeah,
that's my
sweet.
guy.
you finna cry?
That's my guy. Yeah, man. I should shed tears for him. Man. Shed some
Shout
thug
out to
tears.
Tris.
Nah, but yeah, shout out to Trizzy. But yeah,
Follow
what?
him on Instagram.
I know, right? Follow him on Instagram. What is it?
I don't even know. These kids
Tristan
change
underscore
They changed their name
T5 underscore Robinson.
Uh-oh.
That's his basketball page.
Okay.
You feel me? But nah, what drew me to saying I'm all over the place, and she's like, she's a fireball, but she's like a calm. Like she really put together, like to where like I said, she kind of like she said levels you out. Like she my exact opposite. Like where I'm mellow and like nonchalant and all that stuff. She's really determined person and she gets stuff done. So like, yeah. So like to where like if I have an idea or something like that. So like for my career, like I do graphics or whatever like that. I was kind of getting stagnant and stuff like that. She out there making sure I got everything that I need to excel in my craft and all that stuff. Even like when we was talking and we was just friends and stuff like that. I was in college and like I was just out like doing whatever, not really finishing my work and all that stuff. I used to go chill with her after and she'd be like, "Yo, fam, like you can't chill with me unless you do your homework." Like I'm just like for real.
Like you really about to do
like
this,
I remember
Mom?
I remember one time like
Yeah.
she was getting her hair done and I'm sitting there chilling with her and the hairdresser and all that stuff. She was like, "Yo, your book bag right there." She was like, "Yo, take your homework out because I know you behind." Like I'm just like, wait.
It's the mom in me. It was the mom in me.
Yeah, but it's just like realizing
Yeah.
like what John said, like what you lacking and stuff like that. Yeah. And then knowing what kind of wife she would be. Because so what Sam is, she's really nurturing and all that stuff. So it's just like not even like a motherly type of way, but like you know how like you want that wife to be submissive and all that stuff. It's just like she was like making sure I was fed, like making sure I needed to get to like work, making sure I need to do this, that, and the third. Like she was just showing like wifely like stuff, and I'm just like, fam, like I knew I wasn't ready, but even the time when we had to get married, I'm just like, fam, like if I let this woman go, like I ain't gonna get another woman like this. I might get somebody who's compatible with me and like the things that I like to do and all that stuff, but I probably won't excel in life. Period. Like I need somebody like opposite of me, like, and she just showed me what like marriage could be, like really. Like I don't know if I ever like told you.
Nah, I ain't
I'm about to say Sam over here like, yeah,
Keep
say
going.
that.
Like,
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
It's crazy to me, like with all the females that I talked to and all that stuff.
Sam
we
about to
had a
cry.
good time, but like she was like a wife. I never seen like a wife. Like I seen that in her. And like another thing too, she hold me accountable. I got a lot of excuses. Like she pissed me off though, but she don't let none of them excuses rock. To this day, like it still pissed me off. But like, you feel me? So like she just, I don't know, she's the type of person who just held me accountable. Like, you know. So that's really what kind of drew me to her.
That's
Fire.
Yeah.
Nice.
Y'all wanna go?
What? Oh, go.
You start on. You want to go? You sounded ready.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The thing that drew me to Key.
Black T-shirt.
Oh, no, that's vice versa.
Relax.
That's vice versa. She had the black.
Relax.
He wore the black tee.
Yeah, she was lusting, yeah.
She was lusting, y'all.
But as far as what drew me to marriage is, she initially was annoying, but
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you, she had this quality where she wanted to be everything to me. So, you know, like she said, friendship is very important to her. You know, communication. Those are things that from the jump she set out to make sure was the foundation of our relationship. So early on, you know, it was kind of annoying. Like, you know, like we said, we met when we was young. I was like 17, 18, something like that. And, you know, you still want to be outside, still want to hang with your friends, you know, da-da-da-da. But she wanted to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted to hang out. She wanted to get to know me. She wanted to, you know, be everything to me. So as I matured and really understood what that meant and the benefits that would have as someone that's my wife, or she wants to be my best friend, she wants to know, you know, stupid things that we do in dating, but, you know, what's your favorite food? I don't want nobody cooking for you. I'm going to cook all your food. I want to be your best friend. I want to take you shopping. I want to, you know, ride with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted to make sure that she was part of every part of my life. So, like I said, as I matured and I realized how great that was, and as through the times of us really developing that friendship and that communication, I said, yo, this is something special. And I remember my dad saying something to me along times when it was kind of annoying. He would say, yo, first of all, he would say, you know, that's a good woman, number one. Number two, though, he would say, what did he say?
You don't want
to lose her. I can't remember what he said right
you
now.
don't want to bring
Another man bring
Yeah,
out.
another man brings something out of her and make her better than something like that. Like, and it just really focused me. Like, yo, you know what? I'm about to lose something special. So,
You have to watch another man bring out of her what you couldn't.
yeah.
See, AJ knows he was there.
Yeah. That's a fact. That is a fact. So yeah, when he said that to me, from then on, I was honed in on literally making her my wife, and we would sit down and have conversations and sit down and really figure out what it took to have a mature, effective marriage. You know what I'm saying? And then once we really did that, it was up from there. So just her willingness and once again her patience with me to be everything to me. That's really what did it to me. Did it for me.
No, but she did it to you.
She did it to me, but it did it for me.
Yeah. My thing is, besides the black T-shirt,
Come on,
That
G.
black t-shirt.
because that black T-shirt caught my eye.
That got me.
That thing was tight.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
The black tee caught me, you know. Aside of that, he saw me. He seen me, like
You seen
you
the best
know.
in you?
No, not the best of me. I mean
I'm
that
just
too,
saying.
but he saw me. The few relationships that I was in, no one ever saw me.
Yeah.
They thought they saw me, but they didn't. And he saw me. And another thing that we talk about all the time is, you know, he talked to me and not about me. Like, you know, a lot of people, well, the relationships that I have been in, they talk about me. Like, you look like this. It was just so surface.
Yeah.
Like, it was just generic. Like, I know what you're getting at. Like,
Yeah.
it was you could tell it was, for them, it was like a physical thing.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I know. So tell me something different. Tell me something better. I've always had this thing where, what could you, I probably shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that.
I know I'm bad, but what else?
No, because I've never been that vain. Like, I've never been like that. But I'm not going to say that. But it was, our conversations were deeper than that.
Yeah.
Later on in life, I figured that, you know, he was just still trying to get the
Uh-oh.
Get the bun, get the
get the
yams.
yams.
Trying to glaze them yams.
But, you know, he put the...
Key.
But, you know, you put the work in. You know, I don't have a problem, you know. That's so wrong.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
But you know, he wanted to know me. He picked my brain, for lack of better terms. Like, you know, it was more than like basic conversation. Like, we talked about stupid stuff. We talked about anything, like political stuff. I didn't even know I was into politics or anything like that. It really showed. And the thing was that made it interesting too, and draw me to him as well, is that I had to like research stuff to have a conversation with him, because y'all know my husband is an intellectual. And when I say this man is deep, I really, really admired that. I really admired that about him. Like, you know, and you know, that's and now I don't want to say anything else.
Nah, you good. All right, we gonna go on. What's
Y'all
good?
made me embarrassed.
It's fine. We know how y'all.
I was with you. I was with you.
All right, Kendricks, what y'all got?
Chris,
Ladies first.
what drew you to Rissa? Because I feel like she pretty much said,
I know.
yeah, what drew
I
you
want
to
you to tell
Rissa?
them what you really thought of me before you really got to know me.
What he kind of touched that on that. You did on one of our episodes. Yeah, you did.
What?
What?
I was ghetto.
Touched on
Oh,
why.
we edited that. We edited that
I'm not
out
putting that in there. Yeah.
What?
when you called her trash.
I know.
Her?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just so say it.
No, tell my truth.
No, you tell your truth. Go
I
ahead.
am. Don't be editing it. If I say it, that's what I meant.
Christopher
All right.
Andrew, if you don't talk,
All right, so
you done spoke.
where I'm gonna start?
What
So
drew
I
you
met-
to
Marriage.
Just say where you gonna start.
So me and Rissa met. Well, we met in high school. I didn't like her. No, I'm telling you, I didn't like. It's the truth.
No. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I didn't like her. But then she said that I didn't pay no attention to her. But at the same time, I feel like it's because at the time, I am gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I was very shallow. I was a shallow person. So
I wish you knew it.
I know. After the fact, after I went through everything. So basically, we met in high school, and then after we started singing in the choir, and then she came through, and then I was like, Hamden High, and she was like, yeah, and we started chatting from there. Then after that, we just was talking, and then I was like, hold up. Hold up, nigga.
Oh my
Hold up.
God.
Something. I was like, I said, I don't know. And then, but then, low key, I was ready to marry her in like 4 months.
Yeah.
I was ready to.
That's dope.
But then I was like, I don't want to scare her off.
Girl.
Let me pause on that real quick. But then I was, because what happened was, what it was for me is that like, she was just like, so she was just down.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
down, and then there was one time I sat there and I tested her on purpose because we had to go sing, and then I forgot what I was doing, and it was raining hard, and we had to go sing in Bridgeport.
Mm-hmm.
We were still going, and she had the blue Jetta back then.
Yeah, I remember the Blue Jetta.
Yeah, so we had to sing, and I didn't have a ride, but then it was storming, and I was like, no, she's not gonna pick me up. But I was like, let me just call her. And she was like, I called her, I was like, yo, I need a ride. You think you can pick me up? This is my first time like asking her for something, but I was doing it just to see what she would do. And then she was like, word, I got you. Where you at? And then she already knew where my crib was at, so she was like, all right, I'm about to be there in like 10 minutes. Boom. She was there like 5.
Kind of like it was.
Yeah. And then from there, I was like, oh no, she down for like anything. Because mind you, I've been doing other stuff too, just to see what her reaction would be.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, she's just down.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, and then I found out like everything, and I'm not trying to sound poetic or nothing, everything that I'm not, she is.
Yes. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
This stuff I learned from her right now.
Yeah.
I was not good with money at all,
Lord Jesus.
but she is though.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, why would I sit here and be in control of something and I'm not good at it myself? But
Yeah.
this person, she knows it. So I'm like, you know what? You hold that because you know where to put it at and how to make it work for both, for all of us.
That balance.
So, yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, it don't gotta be. So what? I'm the man.
Right.
Sometimes some men don't have that knowledge. I didn't grow up with that leisure of like having that knowledge, like from my parents or anything like that, because my parents are too busy getting divorced and stuff like that.
I mean,
At first it was, but then it just a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, it was just her being her.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then it was God. That's it.
Of course.
No, like it was so scary. I was in bed laying
Yeah.
down. It was 1:00 in the morning, like 1:22, something like that. And then I'm talking to her, and
you
then
in love.
this voice kept going, ask her. And it said like, ask her. And I was like,
Did
and I'm talking to her,
Yeah.
and it goes, ask her. But then I'm like, ask her, and it's like getting louder. I'm like, bro, I'm like, I'm not, about to, but it's like, ask her.
Yeah.
So then I asked her, and she was like, yeah. And she was like so down, and I was like, yo, and then like,
What
I
did
just
you-
like felt
what did
this
you
feeling
ask
like,
her?
What you asked her to be a
What
girl?
you ask her?
Yeah, I asked
yeah.
her to be my girl, and she was like, yeah. When I was like, because me, I'm bad with rejection
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get my lick back somewhere.
Oh my God.
You don't want to be my girl?
Oh, you want to be my girl? All right. Flat tires.
Nobody.
Flatten all my tires.
You're going to need a man for that. Guess what? I would have been that one. Now you don't got him. How about them
That
apples?
is funny, yo.
How about them apples?
He would have flattened my tires.
Wish you got a man now.
Yeah, now you got a man. You wish you had a man now, right?
Crazy.
That is nuts, yo.
But then
I
we was
was
like,
pray for that man.
and then like we did a whole, and like just talking.
That is nuts.
Just talking, we was like you said, we would have conversations, and we would just like our thing was we would pull up, sit in the car, and just be talking.
Yeah.
And sometimes it get to the point where we run out of stuff, and then we just be like, yeah, crazy out here. And then we don't talk about everything, but then something else comes up, and then it's just another conversation. We were in the car for like 3 hours one day after coming home from church, just sitting in the car and talking.
Those
something
be
that
them.
we do.
Yeah, that's how John and I do. We talk. We sit in the
just
car
be
and we'll
talking.
talk.
in the Jetta,
In the Jetta.
then the Escort.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you.
Well, yeah, he pretty much touched on everything. But what drew me to Chris was, one, I never had this pre-perception of him. I just recognized him from school. Like I said, he didn't pay me no attention. I remember one time he walked past me in the hallway, and I did say hi because I met him. He totally ignored me. Just
I don't remember that though.
He ignored me. He ignored me.
Everybody.
But But it was okay. You know, I think if we would have connected then, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Right,
I
right,
think that we were
right.
supposed to meet, we weren't supposed to meet for real. So when I did join Encouragement and we kind of re-met and everything, it was such a easy flow of a friendship. And we were both coming out of a place where we were trying to find our person.
Yeah.
The last relationship I was in, I think about it now a better way because it took me a while to find the best way to describe it. It was toxic, but I was too in love to realize it was toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once I healed from that, and really healed from that, because you know you heal you think you heal, but you gotta really like heal.
Yeah.
So once I really healed from that, and I was at a place ready to just be with who I deserve and get treated the way I should and love the way I
Right.
should. I was just like, I was at this place where literally I said, God, listen, this is where it's at. And I said it just like this. All these guys are dumb. They're just dumb. I said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to God just like that. I said, they're all
Exactly.
dumb. And I'm sick of it. I'm about to just keep getting my bread. I'm going to do what I got to do for my career. If you got somebody for me, they got to come to my house and knock. Because I'm over. Like, I don't want anything that's not for me.
Right,
I don't want
right.
anything that, I don't want somebody that's going to keep talking about what they're going to do for me or talking about how they're going to treat me and not show me.
Yeah.
I want what's real. I want what you want from me.
Right.
So, and I remember the time frame. It was like in a 2-week span. That is when I reconnected with Chris. And from that point, it just flowed. What made it so different from everything else was it was so easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was easy.
Yes.
I've never had something flow so easy. Even our friendship, it was easy. It was like water. It just flowed. It wasn't forced. It wasn't like it didn't have no ridges. It was just easy. And it's because I let God handle this for once.
Right.
And what drew me to him was he was so honest and upfront with me. I've never had such honesty. I've always had to like pull it out of me.
Right.
You know, I always had to like, you know, or it was just always so hard. But he was always upfront, down to just, I think the one day I asked you to go to Fridays with me and just have some appetite. I think I had a long day at work and I wanted a margarita.
We had drinks.
I wanted a margarita.
We
that
did
was
have
my
drinks.
that was my goal at the time.
Make it plain.
Make it plain.
I mean, I'll be
We
honest.
We did.
I wanted a margarita. I asked if he wanted to come. But even then, we weren't even dating then. We were just hanging out. He was honest with me then about, you know, who he was, like his intentions, things like that. He just wanted me to be comfortable and know that, you know, you can be safe with me and we can talk. Like, you know, I don't have any, you know, and from that point, he just made me feel secure. He gave me a sense of security that I didn't have before.
Right.
And I never had to worry. I feel like I always had to look and make sure that they weren't doing something to
Like
me
what was
or
looking over
trying
your
to
shoulder.
do something to hurt me. He never made me feel that way. I
good.
always
That's
knew that
big.
Chris had my back
Yeah.
very early on. And then what also drew me to him was he taught something about myself, and he didn't even really realize he taught me something. When we were, I think it was like 2 years in, you know, we were dating it, like officially dating and all of that. And we talked about marriage a lot. We knew marriage was the goal.
Yeah.
So because we knew that and we knew we wanted God to truly be the center of it and do things right, of course, you know, in the beginning, we were just doing what we do. And I remember him saying to me, like, Riz, I think we shouldn't have sex anymore before we get married. And
Yeah.
but you know, you're dating, you do what you do.
Yeah.
So, and at first I took it as an insult,
Yeah.
but
I didn't want to give up the.
All right.
All right.
I didn't want to. I took it as an insult because I was like, "Well, what you mean? Like you don't want me or something? Like whatever." I had that basically.
Right.
But no, he was like, I really want us to make it. I want us to really have a firm foundation, and with God, I want it to be a God ordained situation. I don't want anything to hinder us from where we could be.
Right.
And when he said it like that, first of all, I realized that
Your husband
this
was
man
saved.
really, yes, he's really saved. Like we both are out here trying to be better.
Yeah.
And no, let's be honest. No guy's gonna just say that.
Yeah, no guy.
They don't want to give that up either, but he was willing to do so because
Right.
he cared about what we had so much. He loved what we had so much that that was something he wanted to do, and he felt that we should just at least give it our best shot. But then that taught me that I had wounds that laid dormant from doing that action premaritally.
Yeah.
And it was the validation it gave me. It made me feel like I was wanted. I felt like growing up I had to give that in order to be cared about
Yeah.
or someone to
Yeah.
want me or to stay.
Yeah.
Because rejection was normal for me.
Wow.
It was normal for me. And I thought that that's what it took to keep somebody with me.
Yeah.
So being with him taught me that was a wound that never really healed. But because he was dedicated to me and he really wanted this to work, it wasn't that he didn't love me. It's because he loved me so much and he loved what we had. He was willing to make that sacrifice and he wanted us to do it together. So we remained celibate for 3 years until we got married.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
And I'll be.
Hey, let me tell you
Lord, I was
something.
already
Let me
married.
tell you something. As a producer, you make a lot of beats in between 3 years.
You
ain't
want to
having
get married
sex.
quicker?
I'm
Like-
trying to tell you.
But the thing is, now I'll be honest.
We're gonna be celibate. All right, we get married tomorrow.
I'm trying to tell you.
Getting married tomorrow.
We gonna get married 15
Like, why wait?
minutes.
Why wait? I want you. You want me?
Ain't that right, baby?
We ain't got nowhere to
Figure
live. We
everything
ain't
out
got no money. We gonna get married tomorrow.
We gonna
Once
live in
we
a
got God
box.
outside, we good.
We gonna live in a box. I don't care as long as I'm with you, baby.
But what again? It helped me in such a way that I didn't know I needed
dope.
it.
That's dope.
But it was an experience. It wasn't easy at all. But and I'll be honest, we did slip. We slipped. We did. We did slip like maybe once.
My slip.
But it's
Oh, no, I remember.
you remember now?
You slipped hard.
Relax.
We did, but we were so dedicated. We both prayed about it. We were
Yeah.
both repentant for because we truly wanted this thing to be God ordained. We wanted him in it all the way.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And that was our focus. So that alone, and through that process, it helped me heal things that I needed to heal before getting married. And we were both just dedicated to that. So we learned more about each other. We learned more ways to have fun.
I bet y'all did.
We love to go out to eat.
Like
we
taking
love
the tablets away from the
Y'all are so
kids.
aggravated.
I gotta learn how to play outside.
But no, like it's just it built our foundation better.
That's good.
Because
That's
we didn't focus on that physical aspect.
Yeah.
So much.
But that's
So-
dope because nobody does that.
Right.
That's
dope.
and I used to be worried about that. Like, well, nobody's doing this, but it's not about anybody.
else.
Because again, like y'all have pointed out, when
Not
you
about
get
us.
when you get married, it's about y'all.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's about what we build. Because it's gonna be us at the end of the day, old and wrinkled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't
Say
finna
it.
be wrinkled. I'm getting bow ties.
Oh my God.
Not on my watch.
You ain't gonna know. You like, dang, you aging good.
You look good, baby.
You look good.
Be all extra stiff.
I'm gonna look like Mr. Clean. And I'm be up there like,
Be looking like Smokey Robinson.
my Smokey Robinson.
Be smiling all the time.
That boy grinning.
What you grinning for? I ain't grinning.
What you so happy for?
Eating eggs just like that.
That's good. So,
But that's
yeah.
that's my spiel.
Thank you guys for tuning in to our marriage cast, and tune in for more episodes to come in the future. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye bye.